One of the questions that I ask all the time is, Raul, how do I set goals? How do I set outcomes? How do I succeed in life? I'm going to give you in this video a simple framework in order for you to be able to achieve more in 100 days than the average person does in 1 year. Enjoy. We overestimate what we could do in 1 year. That's the reason most people fail on setting up goals. Every single person at the beginning of the year was hopeful. They had dreams, they had hopes. But see, what happens now is that they understand that it takes work in order for you to accomplish those goals. 99% of the people fail in goal setting. Why? Because they underestimate what they could do in the long-term vision. They're addicted to immediate gratification. So if you don't see your goals achieved by tomorrow, by next week, or by next month, you give up. And that's the reason we overestimate what we could do in 1 year and we underestimate what we could do in a decade. See, the key for setting goals is to be able to start with the big vision. We underestimate what we could do 10 years, 25 years from now. So we have to create a pool that's going to bring us closer to the ultimate vision on a daily basis. That pool is that dream, is that vision, is what you want to do in life. What do you want in your business? What do you want in your marriage? What do you want in your connection with God? What do you want in life? That's the vision. That's the pool. But at the same time, we have to create that push, that discipline, a daily basis in order for you to get out of bed and take action, to make sure that you're showing up, to make sure that you don't quit. So you need both the pull, that vision, and the push, the grind and the hustle. But in order to do this, you have to live your life 100 days at a time. You have to challenge yourself. I call this the 100-day challenge. I've been doing this for the past 5 years, living my life 100 days at a time as if it was 1 year. Imagine what's possible if you could actually condense 1 year of outcomes, 1 year of goals into 100 days. Just imagine 10 years from now is 30 100-day challenges. 10 years from now is just 30 games in this process. See, a short-term measurable goal with a long-term vision creates a compound effect. That's the reason I love the 100-day challenge, because it gives me the compound effect. And every 100 days, I course correct to make sure that I'm accomplishing what I want in the long term. That's the power to be able to create the 100-day challenge. That's the power of compounding time. So let's talk about how to create a 100-day challenge that will push you. Let's begin. The first step is start with the big picture. So ask yourself, what's possible a year from now? What does 1 year look like? And then ask yourself, what does 10 years look like? And let's see if you could push yourself a little bit longer. What does a 100-year-old self look like if you were to see it right now in this moment? See, I gotta be honest, at the beginning when I started doing this process, I couldn't see the 100-year-old version of myself. My imagination couldn't take me there. But I was able to see a year from now, maybe 5 years from now. So at the beginning, you might have to stretch your imagination, but I guarantee you, as you continue to do this, the 1-year-old version of yourself is going to become more and more clear. The second is you have to reverse engineer. The moment that you create that vision, the moment that you realize what's possible, then ask yourself, how can I make it happen? What are the opportunities that I have right now in front of me that I need to take advantage? Or what are the opportunities that I need to create? Your job as a leader is to create opportunities. And then ask yourself, what's stopping me from taking advantage of these opportunities? What's stopping me from making things happen? In order for you to reverse engineer, you have to ask yourself these 3 questions. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? And what do I need to still be doing? There's things in your life right now that you need to stop doing. Things that are not serving you anymore. And there's things right now in your life that you need to begin to do. You need to start doing because it's going to help you sharpen that skill. There's also things right now that you're doing that you need to double down on them to make sure you continue to do them and don't give up. The third step is set clear outcomes. Now that you have the vision, now that you see what's possible, now that you see the opportunities in front of you, now let's create a strategy that's going to get you closer to that vision. What are the outcomes? I want you to start creating a measurable and achievable outcome. Don't play small, push yourself. But at the same time, get outside your comfort zone, but don't set yourself up for failure, because that's the mistake that we make. We either create a small outcome that's easy to hit, or we create an unrealistic goal that's impossible for us to hit. So make sure you have measurable outcomes every single time. And the 4, which is the most important one, is set up the consequences. What's the consequence if you don't hit that goal? What's the consequence if you don't hit those outcomes? And it has to be a price that you have to pay, because the price to pay for doing something is a price to pay for not doing it. So make sure that if you're setting your consequences, it's going to be a consequence that you could use as leverage. And make sure it's a consequence that you could use as leverage when you don't feel like doing the work. The consequence needs to be painful enough that will get you to take action. Make sure this consequence has some pain, so therefore you could use as leverage every single time that you want to procrastinate. And number 5 is determine the reward. This is where most of us fail the moment that we set up outcomes, the moment that we set up goals. We don't have a reward. As men, we need to have a carrot every single time. Every single time we need to make sure that the chaos counts for something, because your mind needs to know there's a reason for this chaos. Because the mind needs to know that there's a reason for this chaos. There's a reason why you push yourself every single time to the next level. So make sure that you have a reward. Make sure that you continue to dream. If you stop dreaming, you will stop pushing yourself. Every single time you need to dream in order for you to create a reward. You need to feed the king so that he doesn't become the sedated warrior. A lot of times we fail on making sure that we have a reward system, and then we stop dreaming. We stop pushing ourselves. And measure your progress daily. Every single day you need to make sure that you're measuring your outcomes, and then you adapt, adjust your plan on a weekly basis, because every 100 days you're going to course correct to the big picture. And you have to celebrate your wins every single chance you get. That's where we fail. We don't set up a winning process. We don't create a win. That's where we fail. We don't set up a winning game. We have to design a game that we could win. As a man, your job is to make sure that every single day you feel like you're winning. That's the reason that most people lose the edge, because they feel that they're struggling every single day, when the reality is we all have wins. But we have to see them in order for us to know what we're winning on. And if you fail to see your wins, you're going to fail to see your blessings. So to recap, start with the big picture in mind. Make sure that you have a big enough vision that's going to pull you, because every single day you have to push yourself to make that vision a reality. Number 2, reverse engineer. Ask yourself, what do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? And what do I need to still be doing in order for me to get to the next level? Number 3 is set clear outcomes. Make sure that your outcome is achievable and measurable. Again, don't play small. Get yourself outside your comfort zone, but make sure that you don't set up yourself for failure. Make sure you have an achievable, measurable outcome. And number 4, set up a consequence. Ask yourself, what's the price that I need to pay in order for me to do this? Or what's the price that I'm going to pay if I don't make this happen? Because every single action has a consequence. And number 4 is determine the reward. Make sure that you're feeding the king. Make sure that you're setting yourself up to reward yourself after accomplishing your outcomes. Every single goal that you have to celebrate your wins. You have to give yourself the permission to celebrate every single time you get it. Create a game that is winnable. That's the way you set up goals. That's the way you set up outcomes every 100 days, by having a vision that's going to pull you and making sure you push yourself every single day to get to the next level. If you found this video valuable, make sure that you share this video, you comment below, and you continue to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Learn it, live it, experience it. Love life.
If you're a businessman and you're ready to lead, go to findmynextlevel.com so you can sign up for the Next Level Leadership Summit, an experience that's going to help you lead with power.